Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and this is a 2019 Arbor A-Frame Snowboard. This is a hard charging deck. This is a kind of like the pinnacle of all mountain riding for Arbor. If you're a big mountain rider and you want a board that's lightning fast edge to edge, has tons of stability, probably the most out of the entire line, get the A-Frame. It was discontinued for a little bit and they kind of brought it back to life with a new shape. But for the most part, it kind of fits into the same category where it was before. It's a hard charger and it rides extremely fast. This is one of the very few directional boards from the Arbor line, like a true directional boards from the Arbor line. The nose is actually 22 centimeters longer than what you're gonna find in the tail. And there's actually about a 1 centimeter taper in the tail that helps it to like stay afloat or drop the tail a little bit more so the nose stays afloat. The stance is set back quite a bit, I believe like 1 full inch within where the contact points would be. And then there's of course the camber profile. This is a parabolic style camber. I'm so glad that Arbor put the A-frame in with camber again. As you see, it rocks up or arcs up quite a bit, about 5 to 6 centimeters or so, but it's kind of a unique style of arc. It's parabolic. So in between the feet is where the tallest arc is going to be. And of course, the side cut radiuses are centered in between the stance, even though the stance is set back. But there's going to be a longer kind of camber section in that nose area, but it gradually kind of mellows out to where those contact points would be. The cool part about, or one of the many cool parts about the A-frame, and specifically the camber profile shape to it, is that it's not as catchy in the contact points as a traditional camber style board. And Arbor does that with what's called uprise fenders. On the shoulders of the board, where the contact points meet the snow, the shoulders are actually raised up at 3 degrees. It's almost like a base kind of bevel. It makes the edges a little bit less sharp and not as catchy. On the nose, those uprise fenders are actually quite a bit longer than what you'll find in the tail because the transition zone to the tip is quite a bit longer on that nose. And as you see, it has this really cool kind of hammerhead style shape. But the profile shape combined with the construction of it is actually awesome. If you like riding really fast, even though it does have a fairly shorter board, you can still like reach this maximum point of velocity out of the turn. There's tons of structure. There's not going to be any chop. This is a board that you can ride at 1,000 miles an hour. It features a 3-year warranty. It has awesome construction, and it's actually designed in Venice, California, and then constructed and manufactured at the SWS facility in Dubai. But it has a full wrap sidewall, meaning that this board is going to be ultra durable, ultra strong. And then there's basically the 3 next main components that make this board do what it does. The first one is actually the wood core, then the glass, and then the additional laminates. The wood core is called the Highlands wood core. It actually makes the board just a little bit more lightweight. It's a combination of both poplar and colonial style wood that actually goes all the way to the tips. It doesn't stop where the contact points start. The wood core goes all the way to the tips and all the way to the rails. There's a mixed glass. There's biax fiberglass on the bottom that runs at 0 at 90 degrees. Torsionally just makes it just a little bit softer than it would be if it would have been triax glass on bottom. But there's triax glass on top to stiffen it up. And then there's of course the next 2 things, the laminates, additional laminates. On top you'll see that there's ash. This is ash wood. There's a black style ash. Black walnut, and then there's lighter weight ash. And then there's carbon. There's what's called carbon A-frame. And this is actually one of the very few boards that has it. The A-frame starts, or carbon strips start on the shoulders and the contact points and kind of angle in towards the center of the insert pack, but they don't actually cross or overlay or touch. But there's 2 of them on the tail and then 2 longer ones that are going to be on the nose. So there's a good amount of structure both on the nose and the tail. Again, that nose isn't going to chop around, especially if you're going through really harsh conditions. A cool part about it is that when you're like transferring energy right to your edge, the energy gets transferred directly from underneath your feet right to those contact points without making it too torsionally stiff. You know, it is a stiff board, but like you can still kind of maneuver it a little bit. And then there's that sintered base. This is an awesome base. It's factory waxed by Wind Wax Works, but there's really not much structure to it. at all. So kind of keep your eye on that. If you ride in really humid or wet conditions, you may want to add a little bit of structure. There's a 360 wrap standard steel edge and grip tech edges. So if you ride corduroys in firm snow, grip tech is protruding edges underneath your toes and your heels that help you to grip on that firm snow. And Arbor does that with the unblended transition zones of their 3 different side cut radiuses. There's a smaller side cut radius between your feet for small cross under carves, and then larger ones on the nose and the tail for those big sweeping cross over carves. This is a rad deck. Again, you know, it's on the stiffer end of the scale, longitudinally, of course, about a 9. Camber profile, lightning fast, edge to edge, sturdy tail, big sweeping nose that doesn't chatter. This is a rad deck if you like riding fast. And this is the Arbor A-Frame for 2019 that you can check out at thehouse.com by selecting the link below in the description. Feel free to leave a comment or question. Let us know what you think of this thing. Subscribe to the channel over there. Check out more vids there, and hopefully I'll see you guys on snow. Peace.